Okay, welcome back. This is another mail call. It's a big AdaBox mail call. I kind of overspent on AdaFruit. Oh boy, I was a big naughty boy. But hey, why not? And let's just get our fluid out that we might need. Okay, so let's get the AdaBox. Whoops. Get the mouse cursor off the stop recording button because that would be a bad thing. There you go. See, there's even lethal stuff in here. Ooh. So, we need our knife. And we need that. And we need that. And yes, I got it a few days ago. And I held on to it and I did not open just for you. So let's get this little piece of paper out here. It says DHL charged me a lot of money to have this in the country. Yes, they did. But as far as brokerage fees go and stuff, DHL's cheap. It's always like $20 to do their brokerage fee and then whatever GST is. So, and look at all this padding in here. Ooh. Ooh. Okay, there we go. Pad one layer of padding on. Wow. There are a lot of things in here. So let's begin with the little bag on the top here. No, maybe not. Holy camole. Caution. Okay. So let's open this up. And we're going to place this down here. We'll back to the box in a bit. Start with this bag. What do we got in here? First thing. AdaFruit APD S9960 Breakout Stemma QT board. I bought a bunch of different Stemma QT boards. I want to try all that stuff out. So we have that. We have the sharp memory display they talked about in the show last week. Not this one, a bigger one, I believe, but similar idea. I wanted a bunch of different displays anyway, so there it is. Interesting. Lots of connections on it. Sharp memory display, 5-volt ready. What else is on here? Yep. Clock, Mossy, cable select. So this is using SPI. Interesting. So we'll just put that back in the bag here. And we'll put it back in the box. Okay, what else we got in here? This. Oh, okay. So this, I have all these feathers. This is a feather mounty thing. So you put all your feathers together. Together feathers. That's what this is. Some assembly required. Guess what? I guess I'll be soldering. Okay. Then there's this one. See? This is a feather breakout. Let's see. Feather wing quad 2x2. So the feathers go here, and I think something else goes here. I can't remember. But okay. Another QT board. This time we've got a QT Pi SAM D21. Very hard to get board at the moment. Yes, they're going to be running out of this because apparently there's a crunch in the microcontroller realm. And here's a feather, RP2040 feather. That's right. Some assembly required also. Ooh, nice. Can we flip the thing over in the bag? Yes, we can. There we go. Oh, a piece of beauty. Ooh, look at that. So much stuff on a little tiny board like that. Okay, what do we have over here? Dot Star Featherwing. Oh yeah, this is an LED matrix for feathers. Yeah, you can see there's a matrix of lights on it. And of course, since I seem to be getting everything now, this was the anything related to LED. This is one of, I could only buy 3 batteries off the store at a given time because of shipping. So this guy here is 25 mAh LiPo battery. I was thinking of this to put on the mag tag on the back. See if I can power the mag tag without the need of the USB power. So that's what this is for. Need to be careful with that. And then this guy here is probably another battery. Yep. This one here is the little guy. Kind of goes on the back of feathers and stuff like that. And it is 105 mAh. Well, we'll find out. I could only get 3 of them, so I got 3 different ones. So here we go. Then we got this purple bag here. So let's see what's in this purple bag. AdaFruit AS7262 Breakout. I can't remember what that one is. Whoops. Yes. This is William proof. We're going to have to kind of like so. There we go. Whoops. So there's a little thing here and this. So, oh, a sensor. I remember now. 6-bin spectral sensor. UART interface. Okay, I remember now what this is. So for the moment, I will just put it in here. I have a container full of little Ziploc bags and stuff like that. So we'll just move that over a little bit. Then we got the big silver container in here. Now, what's in here? NeoPixel RGB 60 LED, 1 meter. So we'll just shove the bag over there. So similar to what I already got from AliExpress, but I just want to get one from AdaFruit. So there we go. And this one's sealed. This is actually weatherproof, I believe. So when they say 60, that means there's 60 LEDs to the meter or something like that. I have a 90 and a 98 and a 144. So, okay, back to the box. Damn it. I did not need the headset thing falling off the thing over here. Damn it. Let's try hooking that back up there again. There we go. So, some more plastic in another bag. So, let's do this bag. So, what do we have? There's the other battery. So, let's open this one up. So, this is 420 mAh battery. It's a bit bigger than the 10. So, like so. This is weird. They only allow 3 because of shipping or whatever in the United States. But I can go to AliExpress and go buy all sorts of these batteries. I can buy them by 10 packs, 20 packs, whatever, all at once. Okay, what do we got here? Itsy Bitsy 32U45V. Okay, so another Itsy Bitsy, a different one. Not quite the same as my other Itsy Bitsy. I'm pretty sure this is a different one. Yeah, Atmega Itsy Bitsy. Okay, so this is an Itsy Bitsy based off the Atmega. What else we got here? Okay. We have here AdaFruit TSL2591QT. I kind of... Oh, light sensor. This is an all-color light sensor, apparently. So, again, it's another QT part, so I want to chain QTs together. And what do we have here? USB cable A micro to B for some reason. Oh. Black hook lanyard. Oh, right. I have that badge thing, I think, that's in here somewhere. Okay, here's another little QT guy. This one is the BH1750 Stemma QT. The different light sensor done differently. Here is another one. Itsy Bitsy 30. Oh, I got a couple of Itsy Bitsies. Right. Okay. And what's this one? AdaFruit RP24QT Trinky. They talk so much about the Trinky. So I got a Trinky. That's a Trinky. There we go. You plug it right away in the USB port. There's little buttons on the side. You know, it's funky. This thing here has the power of this. That's right. And apparently for them, they can get lots of RP24. Okay, so this is a NeoPixel Featherwing. So different than the other one. It's based on NeoPixels this time. So, like so. Now we got all these little purple bags in here. What do we got here? Itsy Bitsy M4 Express. I already have that. Where is my... Oh, it's over there on the other breadboard. But basically, I really like these guys. They're tiny, they're small, and they're really nice. So here we go. Right? I have to pin it, of course, but no problem. Atmel ATS and D16. So that's that. And I think this time I got a few of them because I wanted a few of them. Let's see this bag here. Itsy Bitsy M4 Express, another one. 128 by 64 OLED display. We are opening the secret sauce. Okay, here we go. Let's see what we got here. So this is not an LCD, but an OLED. And of course, it's a stemma QT also, too. So in theory, you can connect and blah, 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 and JC chain and send stuff to it. So we will play with that. Now, let's do the little bag in here first before we touch the big one. This one, Itsy Bitsy M4, another Express. So, yes, I got several Expresses because I like them. Okay, this bag. This is the badge. No, this is it the badge? Yeah. So, Pi badge, AdaFruit. Little buttons on it. Clicky, clicky, clicky. Oh, I wonder what goes down there. Oh, you could put more NeoPixels on there, I guess. Hmm. A bunch of sensors, the battery connector, the speaker thing. Oh, okay. That goes probably with the cable and the lanyard. This must be the badge. AdaFruit Pi badge. Yep. Okay. Now, let's take a little breathe. And look in the bag again for another bag. So, the freebies. I can tell right away. So, color sensor. I already have another one, but this is a different one. That's the freebie they gave me. The free proto board. That'll be like proto board number 3. I have them somewhere up there. And then, because I got so much, this is Circuit Playground Express. This is when you just use alligator clips and stuff like that to connect to it. It's got a bunch of sensors, some buttons, lights, a whole bunch of stuff on it, actually. And then this is I2C/SPI character LCD backpack. Not sure why I bought this. And this is AdaFruit RGB matrix for the Featherwing. Okay, so this is the Featherwings version of the Hub 75 interface to the panels I've got. Okay, but it's the Feather version of it. Okay, and what do we have in here? I have 2 of them. Okay. Then we have the orange bag here. Featherwing OLED. Yep, I think I already have one of these, but I might have the LCD version, and this is the OLED version. And then we've got this one. And this is AdaFruit 2.13 tricolor SSSD 1680RW. That's a lot of words for something I don't know what it is. I think it's a screen. Blimey, these bags are hard to open. There we go. Ah, there we go. Oh, I think this is a paper screen. Yeah, see? Paper screen. Remember, it's the last thing that was on it. You got storage. They were talking a lot about this one, so interesting, all the pinning on this. I'll have to look that up, what you can do with it. Oops, let's turn this around this way. And what else we got in here? Oh, this box. And very thick paperwork. Okay, so this is another RGB Make 64 by 32. 2.5 dot pitch. It's a tiny little guy. So, like so. You know, I just get the stuff out from between the LEDs. Yeah, they're pretty small LEDs, don't think. So it's this is why I wanted to stick the feather on and stuff like that. So let's leave it in here. Put that in here. Put that in here. Lots of toys to put away. Whoops. I suppose you should just put the extra cables in here. I've got lots of these cables now, so. And under that stack over there, I have power supplies. So I have lots of beefy power supplies for this. The type of power supply that you have to put the electrical cable on and stuff like that, the metal ones. You've seen them in my videos before. So that is the big AdaFruit package. Now, according to emails, some of the stuff I've ordered already from AliExpress is already in the country somewhere. Who knows where? So just a sec. I'm just going to put my badge, and see. Not you. I'm just going to put all 3 of these guys in here. Because that's a kit, basically. I'm curious about this. I'm just going to open it up and have a look at it more in detail. So, not sure what this is for. AdaFruit. This device complies with Part 15 of the FCC rules. It's about to screw your life. And warning, product may contain chemicals known to the state of Colorado to cause cancer, birth defect, or others. Yeah, right. So remember, adults, lick this thoroughly to get all the chemicals off it. Yes, right. Blah. So 3 to 6 volt battery. This board, I like this. This board belongs to, and you get to put a name in it. What else you got here? Number. Oh, things. Little Atmail down there. Man, they should crammed a lot of parts on here. So, holy moly. What does this do? The D7. XY. Okay, so that's the orientation thing. That's the music thing. That's the gas sensor. I think this here is storage. They added it onto this thing because this doesn't have much. Wow. Okay. It's quite the stuff. Um, so these two feather kits for making the holders for holding feathers. How do they work? Is this the top or is this the top? I think this is the bottom and this is the top. And of course we have all these for it. Yeah, okay. So this is 2. No, this is quad. Technically you have 4 feathers on here. And this one here is the try one. I wanted to get the Pico breakout board that they had from another company, but they sold out of that almost immediately, which is too bad. So I wonder what you want to, oh, which side do you actually use as top? This side or this side? I think I'll put the wheel of lights in there. Careful. This one, I'm not, I know I bought it, but I can't remember what I was going to do with something like this. There we go. So, okay, so, oh, I think I know what you do with this. So, do I have one here? Yeah, I do. Okay. So, here's this screen. See these pins here? I bet you there's exactly enough pins to do this. Now, I think I have some more of these, bigger. But the idea is, these guys, I think, go. Where would you put these? Why would you give me these? Oh, 3 and 2. Okay, I see. So let's see if these are the right style. I think they are. Yeah, they are. Okay. So if we go and we go like this, I have to take my glasses off for this. So what we want to do is slide a little. There we go. It might have been 2. Now it's 1. There you go. Glasses back on. So there you go. We turned it into one single one. And it will go in here with the pins facing outward, probably like this. Okay. And then this goes on to one of these things. Now this is just a 2-line display. You would solder it on kind of like that. I would try to make it fairly high up like this. So we have lots of clearance. Kind of like this. But I would want to do it on a bigger one like this. So this is a 4-liner, but it already has a daughter board on it. I can't remember if this is plugged in or not. I want to check this. No, this is soldered on. I think I soldered it on. I mean, I could desolder it from the board and put a new header on and stuff like that. But I do have, I think, can't remember, I have a bunch of these or a bunch of those, and I have some coming, I think, too. They're really big like those. So, no, we don't do anything. I'm not going to waste it on this one. I want to put it on a bigger 4-line display stuff. And this was the Featherwing OLED. Our 3 batteries. We want to be careful with those. And then the sharp memory. Then we got this guy, which is also a display. That's another display, and this is a display. And then, of course, itsy bitsies. Itsy bitsies. They have to be assembled. Itsy bitsies. And then this was also no, this was a sensor. I think I'm going to put the sensor and the LCD backpack together in the same bag. This stuff is not really a bag. And that is, of course, that RGB matrix feather wings. And that's a board. This is another LED display. And of course, this is tricolor. That's another display. Then we got all our little stemma boards and other stuff over here. Yeah. So I have a bunch of assembly to do later. So that's a lot. Now, the last video, I kind of cut it short because I had a big foul up. I was wasting a lot of time troubleshooting, but I've solved it all. So I was going to talk about this guy here. This is your little EEPROM programmer, TO 8662 Plus. Normally, only runs in Windows. Not anymore. I found the instructions for this and got it working. And I just need this cable here. So if we are going to plug this in, but we need let's say console. And I need to come over here and okay. So we'll just park ourselves in root D message. Should be nothing there. Okay. So plug this in. And we see a light that was blinking. And we'll go back. Actually, what I'll do is, I think on this one I do have a console also. Let's turn on the console in here too. There we go. And I'm just going to shrink this console a little bit. And I will maximize the font in here a little bit. And there we go. So D message. So there you go. Zygon, Ziju, UZV, programming device manufacturer, blah, 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 blah. So I had to install Wine from Wine HQ to 601, but apt wasn't actually installing it properly. It was screwing up and wouldn't install Wine Stable, the base package. So someone suggested doing the exact same install instructions, but use AdaFruit instead. And sure enough, it got around the problems, except it came up with this prompt, and I'm not even sure it's in here. Oh, it won't be in here. I'm not sure if we will find a copy of this in here. Probably not. But it came up, and then it had a block of packages that says, I can't figure this out quite right. I'm going to ignore them. Is this good? Yes, no. I said no, don't ignore them. And what it did is it rolled back 2 packages, and all 8 of that stuff, which included Wine Stable, installed. So now, when you type in wine dash dash, oops, let me go back to the bigger one. Wine dash dash version, I think it is. There you go. Wine 601 install. After that, I just installed the package. I went to these guys, and I got the current 11.11 package. I believe that's what it was. CD work. And I believe Mini Pro. Yeah, there it is. CD Mini Pro. Whoops. CD Mini Pro. Yeah, so the instructions that were a bit dated, so they had me download this version, which is really, really old. And instead, I had to download this version, which is a lot newer. Just a sec. Here. So this version right here. Okay. Also, the instructions have you go to another repo and get this one DLL. It's very important. It's the key. And also, you'll need a UDEV rule. So if we go into etc UDEV rules, and we left the 50 Mini Pro rule, you can see the rule we had to put in. And the rule, I found the rule, but the product ID and the vendor ID weren't correct. I had to actually correct them for this particular unit. So once I had all that, now I can go into my desktop, and I'm going to show the desktop this time. Okay, like so. And yes, let me just move my face over to another screen. I can now, after I installed everything, put the DL in place, and blah, Wine, Programs, Pro, run the application. One programmer. Upgrade is available. Tools. Device. Now, where is that? I help. Update online. No, not that. There's a thing in here, this tool for upgrading the programmer itself. Or it could be an upgrade to the software. Let me just check actually here. I have to move my face on the thing. So T50TL 862 plus application software. Yeah, 11.20 is out. I will download it. Except I cannot translate Chinese. So what am I getting here? Now let's go somewhere where it's a little more Englishy. Local server maybe. Yeah, there we go. And I'm going to put this in the Mini Pro directory, but I won't install it just yet. So I have 11.11. Usually when they do updates for this device, and I'm just going to show the base again, this thing, it's for more chips. but it does work. And where did I have those? Where did I put them? Did I put them in here? Ah, here they are. So remember these guys? Let's see, which one did I had open? I think this one. Yeah. So we have here a HM62256 ALP-10. It's a memory chip, basically. So we can go up here, and I already have this in here, so I'm going to go back to the desktop. I have right up here 62256. So if I put this in here, like so, and I close the little door, it's a standard SRAM, and I select it, and I test it. Test normal. Everything works. The RAM chip is good. Now, this does more than just testing chips like this. You can actually do TTL logic tests, like to figure out of a chip. So, 7,000, for example, maybe 7,001. Or 701. Or 74 series. HC maybe? No, H74 LS. 74100. Let's see, Texas Instrument. Texas Instrument, TI. Let's see if we can find it. But you can do it in here. There's a place where all the standard logic chips are. For example, an AND gate, for example, right? It's just a matter of finding the damn thing in the tail. There's just so many chips that are in here. And there is a README. So yeah, this thing's got 16,810 chips in its database. There is a README that shows the master list of all the chips it supports. You can even add stuff to this thing. Oh, logic IC test. Here we go. There's our logic ICs. And there we go, 7,400. For example, 7,400 right there. Right? It's our classical AND gate from Texas Instruments, wherever who makes it. You can put it in here. And you can test it out. So if you get a bunch of these chips and you don't know what they are, you can put them in here. It's not a cheap item to buy. I did a lot of fiddling with searching and stuff to buy this one, and that included 27 adapters for all different chips types. So I think I got all the bases covered. So not just these. Let me switch screens again back to base. Not just these dual inline pin stuff dip, right? But all sorts of stuff. I have a whole bin here. This bin, and it is full of adapters. All different types of adapters. See? Tool pluckers, everything's in here. So like that, like this. Big ones like that. As you said, it's everything is in here. I could cover everything. Or like a really big one. And there's also this gizmo here. I'm not sure exactly how to do it. But yeah, like that. So they're all in here. But the whole thing, oh, must have been, by the time I was done, it was probably around $120 to get it all. But they last forever. As I said, there is a spot in here. Desktop again. I think it's in device. Could be. Let me just cancel this. Device. Tools. Yeah, tools, refresh firmware. This will show up when there's a new firmware. Usually it gets bundled with the software in question. Now, what I don't have to play with it on this at the moment is a flash chip. I thought I had bought some flash chips, but apparently, no, I did not. So I'll put my little RAM. I got these RAM chips specifically when I get started on my Apple 6502 project. I'll need some RAM, and I'll need a flash chip. So I've ordered a flash chip. All this can go back into here, like so. You didn't see it, but I just put everything back in its bin. But yeah, that's a cool idea. I have some other stuff. So the battery stuff for the thing I was wanting to mess with is not. I don't know if it's this camera. Here, let me go back to base again. This camera here. Can't remember which one it was. One of the cameras actually had the battery connector on it. So here's my feathers, different. Yeah, so here's a screen again. We have this one, and this. So, okay, so this is the longer one. This is the one with the USB on it. So what I'm probably going to need is a backpack to hold the battery. This feather. So, and this feather. You have two different feathers, by the way, just to let you know. So I have multiple feathers. And now I have really, really multiple. That's why I think I already had the OLED feather wing. I already have one. But I guess I got two now. This little board here underneath is a way of plugging this in and programming it. The only sucky thing about it on programming these things is you got to hold the damn reset button in, or it's the programming button in, while you're doing certain things. It's better than just to jumper the damn pins with a jumper cable. Sorry, this is my Raspberry Pi Zero in here, and it's ribbon cable for the camera. So, but that'll be it for this mail call. The other thing I'll be working on this weekend is I brought it from work. Let me just see if I can carefully slide this over here. So what we have here and what we have in this bin up here, I'm going to work on. This is from the AdaFruit 19 box. So this and this 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4. This is a sampler of all cherry keys. Well, most of the cherry keys. There are a couple others that are not in this list, but what I want to do is, ta-da! So you can pop these out, like so. And then I believe you pop these into here. Like so, and I think, nope, I have the key backwards here. It's supposed to be that way. See, what I don't understand is, this is the only thing about the whole thing. It wasn't clear on the thing. Is, do I put the key in the top piece like this? Or do I put it in the bottom like this? They don't snap in place. At least I don't see them doing that. So because you put it in the bottom, well, let's just put it through the top side. So what's supposed to do is there's two legs. One there, one there, one there. Like so. So this is a cherry blue. And let's not lose track of our keys here. Ah, what the heck, we'll do it right now. So uh, uh, cherry RGB silver. And we need to put that into here. Like so. And then cherry clear. Oh, these haven't been apart, so they're a little stiff. Okay, that does that one. So let's do the next one. Cherry white. Put that into here. Careful, William. There we go. Cherry green. Cherry green is supposed to simulate the old IBM Bucky Spring keys, if I remember correctly. And I do have in my storage actual IBM keyboards. Okay, let's do this one. Cherry brown. Everyone knows cherry brown. Ugh. Probably the most popular cherry key there is. No, yeah, I know what's not in this thing. The low profile cherries. So here's cherry red. Let's put cherry red in. In theory, these are all supposed to be working keys. So, cherry silent red. Slightly lighter red color. And that one goes into here. Cherry speed silver. Now this is a nice key. It's kind of like the brown key, but shorter plunge. Ah. Oh. Okay, there we go. And we turn the key around so it's in the right direction. There we go. Then we got cherry black, which is this is the really stiff key. Probably got the highest amounts of Newton force you need to push a key down. And put this in place. There we go. Then we got cherry silent black. Same force, but you don't hear the click in it. Okay, and then last but least, cherry tactical gray. Oh, that was a lot. Hard. Okay. There we go. And then this we'll put on top here, like so. And then we'll put this on, this on, this on, these two on, and these three on. This one on, and this one on, and this one on. There we go. All keys in place. This thing just rattles around. I don't know why. I might just take it out. It's not really worth having. And then there's this. Okay, so let's get rid of the console screen for a sec. We don't really need it. Console. Goodbye. Okay, so we need a cable to plug into here. It's USB-C. So somewhere around here is a USB-C cable. Hanging over the edge, maybe? Let's check. Yes, one USB-C cable. And we plug it into here. And we have AdaFruit. I2C scan. Ooh, there's the rotary scanner. Key 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 11, 12. Well, that's not good. Ah, there we go. Why is this one not doing its job? Okay, something's not quite right with this guy here. We're a little flaky here. See, this is like really useless. Can they give me a key plucker? No. So let's just unplug this, and we are going to I'm going to take this guard plate out. It's just stupid. It doesn't do anything properly, and something's wrong with the tactical gray. Maybe the contacts aren't good. I don't know. Kind of works, kind of not works. We're doing the bottom, so cherry block. Okay. Reds, browns, and blues. You. Go away. So what is with number 9? What's wrong with you? Oh, that's why. We do have a bend. Okay. It didn't go in the socket properly. That's why. Oh, man. Let's plug it in and just check number 9. Sorry, number 12. There we go. That's better. So blue, brown, black, silent black, 12. Now it's correct. All I can say is putting the keys in, be careful of the pins. They're not very stiff. Oh, look, the RGB one is actually RGBing. Woo. And it's just too bad there's not a clear cap for the cherry RGB silver. There we go, all 12 keys. And a little rotary. That's interesting. Counterclockwise is positive, and clockwise is negative. You'd think it would be the other way around. Wow. We'll have to change the code in here one time. Well, that's what I wanted to do. I actually wanted another one of these just for regular use, but I wanted one for this. Because then I could program this with the, instead of saying key 1, it would say, C blue or C RGB silver or C clear or something like that. Or it'd come up with strings. I don't know. There's a NeoPixel. Oh, I almost forgot. It's peeling time. Where is the peel? Did I peel this off already? I think I might have already. Yeah, I did. Okay. I keep forgetting about the clear plastic protection film. But this should do it for a mail call and some toy playing around. I think we'll put this under the code and check the code out that's defaulted in here, and then we'll change some things. I'm hoping it's circuit. Oh, I wonder if you push the button, what happens. No, that's it. Just encoder. I2C scan. Okay. So there is a little switch on the side, and there's a speaker thingy in this here. I don't quite see where the speaker is. Well, but then again, these days they can make speakers awfully tiny. Okay, well, this is it. Good night.